Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is Transformers Generations Arcee, 4 minutes or less. Transformers Generations Arcee is a deluxe class figure standing just over 5 inches tall in robot mode. She has a ton of articulation that allows you to put her in all the same kinds of sexy action poses that are usually reserved for your male Transformers. Quick note, Transformers reproduce asexually, so there's no actual need for male and female within the species. It turns out that most Transformers just self-identify as male, which I can only assume is due to the fear of ending up with an alt mode as a sewing machine or a Harlequin romance novel, which I can only assume is to avoid the glass ceiling in their militarized alien robot society. I can only assume is to take advantage of the abundance of stand-up urinals available on Cybertron, which I can only assume is to avoid getting paid 78 cents on the dollar. Arcee's alt mode is a pink and white convertible space car that adheres relatively closely to the G1 animation design. There are also several slots that allow for the attachment of the various weapons that are included, and make no mistake, she is armed to the teeth with 2 different blasters and 2 clear blue swords. I assume the pink gun is either a custom piece of her own making, as pink is clearly Arcee's favorite color, or perhaps Wheeljack painted it pink so that none of the other Transformers would accidentally pick it up thinking it was a gun from a male alien robot soldier. Close call, guys! Please note that there are 2 different versions of the Arcee mold out there, a closed hand and an open hand. The open hand, featured in this review, looks better but has an unfortunate notch that prevents the weapons from being held snugly in her hands. She ends up holding all her weapons by the butts. It just says pause for laughter. I don't have a joke here. It's an easy fix if this is the only version you can get your hands on. A little carving with the X-Acto knife. Kids, ask your parents' permission first, and you're good to go. Paint apps evoke the look and the feel of her animation styling, but there's definitely more black than she's normally known for. Arcee now sports a black choker collar, black toes on her shoes, and badass black fingerless gloves. The best thing about this figure is that Hasbro finally managed to deliver that pink and white, blue-eyed robot Princess Leia head after it debuted in theaters as part of the childhood-murdering, brand-refreshing wave of characters that also included Cup, Hot Rod, Ultra Magnus, and Galvatron 30 years ago in 1986. Look, I don't know anything about the economics of the toy industry, but I'm sure it's not Hasbro's fault that there wasn't a market for female transforming robot alien toys in 1986. If the 10-year-old boys and girls out there had demanded them, surely Hasbro would have made them, but let's be honest, even if they had made them, how do you market something like that to boys and girls at the same time? How can a transforming alien robot be both self-conscious about its appearance and have a constant desire to engage in war? 'Tis the riddle of the Sphinx. I tripped over it a little bit. While there are several third-party Arcee figures out there, this is an actual licensed Hasbro Deluxe figure that will work perfectly with all the other Deluxe figures already in your collection. She has a well-articulated robot mode and an appropriately scaled, stylish, futuristic sports car alt mode. If you're like me, then you've already waited 30 years to put this figure in your collection, so if you see it, you can finally stop holding your breath and buy it. And if you see 2, leave one for the next collector.
Cut.